So midterm review number 2, we're going to look at similarity and then the module 6 problems we covered for our exam. So first thing we're going to start off with solving a proportion. In order to solve a proportion, you want to cross multiply. So in 1, that means doing 3 times x and 2 times 14. So 3 times x is going to give us 3x. 14 times 2 is going to give us 28. Then we want to divide both sides by 3, and we're going to get x equals 28 over 3. Number 2, we're going to cross multiply as well. We're going to do 9 times 8, and then the 10 times the 3x plus 1. But when we do the 10 times the 3x plus 1, we want to make sure we put the 3x plus 1 in parentheses because we want to be able to distribute that 10 to the 3x and the 1. And then 9 times 8 is going to give us 72. So when we distribute the 10 in the parentheses, we're going to get 30x plus 10 equals 72. We're going to subtract 10 from both sides, and we're going to get that 30x equals 62. We're going to divide both sides by 30. And when I do 62 divided by 30, I'm not going to get a nice number, but I do want to write the simplified fraction, which is going to be 31 over 15. Next, we're going to take a look at our diagram, which is 2 quadrilaterals. We know that WXYZ is similar to MNOP. So the first thing we want to do is find the scale factor of WXYZ to MNOP. So that tells me what value goes in the numerator of my scale factor. So I always put a side length of the first figure in the numerator. We have to make sure that side we pick is a side that we know its corresponding side length in our second figure. So I'm going to have to pick the 8 because I know that by the order of the letters that XY corresponds to NO. And I know the length of NO in my second figure. It's 10. So I'm going to have 8 over 10. And I do want to simplify that fraction, and 8 over 10 becomes 4 over 5. So my scale factor is 4/5. Now I want to find the value of x. In order to solve for the value of x, I want to set up a proportion using a pair of corresponding sides that I know and the side I want to find. So I already know that 8 corresponds to 10. Because I started with figure WXYZ, my second ratio has to start the same way. So the other side length is 12, and it corresponds to the missing side x. So we are going to cross multiply in order to solve, and we're going to end up with 8x equals 120. And then we're going to divide both sides by 8. And we're going to get that x equals 15. Now we want to find the value of y. Y is the side of opposite xy. And because from our figures we know that the opposite sides are congruent, I know that y has to equal 8 because it's across from xy, which we know has a length of 8. Next, we want to find the value of z. So z is the variable at angle y in WXYZ. I have to figure out what angle in MNOP y corresponds to because corresponding angles are congruent. So if I look at the order of my letters, y is congruent to angle O. Angle O we know has a measure of 135, which means z is equal to 135. Next, we want to find the perimeter of WXYZ. We now know all 4 side lengths of WXYZ, so perimeter is just to add those together. So we're going to do 12 plus 8 plus 12 plus 8, and we're going to get 40. We can do the same thing for MNOP. We can do 10 plus 15 plus 10 plus 15, and we're going to get 50. Next, we're going to decide whether the pair of figures are similar and what reason we would give for their similarity. Also, if they're similar, we're going to write a similarity statement. So there are 3 ways to show triangles are similar: angle, angle, side, 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 and side, angle, side. In our first set of triangles, we have triangle BAC and triangle DFE. We're given that angle B and angle D are congruent, and we're given that angle C and angle E are congruent. So because we have 2 pairs of angles that are congruent, we can say yes, they are similar by angle, angle. We could have also set up a ratio for all of the corresponding sides just to show that they were proportional and use side, side, side. We didn't have options here. So when I'm writing my similarity statement, I'm going to name my first triangle BAC. Then I'm going to do my similarity symbol. Now when I name my second triangle, I want to make sure that I list the order of the sides in the right way. So B and D are congruent, so I'm going to do D. A and F are congruent, so next is F, and then lastly is E. Our second set of triangles, we know that angle B and C are congruent to each other. We know E and F are congruent to each other. We don't know that B and E are congruent or that C and F are congruent. So I'm left to show that the sides are proportional. So I need to know if 5 over 6 is equal to 5 over 6 is equal to 3 over 4. And while 5 over 6 is the same for 2 of them, 3 over 4 is not the same thing. So they're not all equal, which means these are not similar. Our third set of triangles, we have 2 angles in each of our triangles. One of those angles is a 92-degree angle in each of them. So there's one angle. I now just need to see if the measure of angle C in my first triangle is 41. Because if it's 41, then I can say the 2 triangles are similar. So I'm going to do 180 minus 57 minus 92, and I'm going to get that the measure of angle C is 31 degrees. So it doesn't matter what the measure of angle D is in my other triangle, because 2 of my angles that I know in ABC don't match my 2 known angles in triangle DEF. I can say that they are not similar. For our last set of triangles, we know that angle T is congruent to angle Z, and then we're given the lengths of the sides on either side of those angles. So I want to check that those 2 sides are proportional in order to say that these triangles are similar. So when I'm setting up my proportion to check, I got to make sure that whatever side I pick in the first triangle, I pick the correct corresponding side. And because our triangles are oriented the same way, it's easy to figure out that 21 corresponds to 12, and that 28 is going to correspond to 16. But if one of them was rotated, it might be a little bit more difficult to figure out which sides correspond. So when you're trying to figure it out, the smaller side has to correspond to the smaller side in the other triangle, and then the larger side has to correspond to the larger side. So in order to check that they're similar, I'm going to cross multiply. So 21 times 16 is going to be 336, and 12 times 28 is also 336. So because I get the same thing, I can say yes, they're similar. And this time it would be side, angle, side, because I have 2 pairs of corresponding sides that are proportional, and then the included angle congruent. So when I write my similarity statement, I'm going to start with triangle RTS is similar to triangle, and then I'm going to have x, z, y. So the last thing we're going to talk about is right triangles. So this is going to be the sections 1, 2, and 3 of Module 6. So the first one is finding the unknown side length of a right triangle. So that's going to be to use the Pythagorean theorem. So remember, the Pythagorean theorem is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. A and B are the legs of your right triangle, and C is the hypotenuse. So we're looking at our first triangle. I always identify the hypotenuse first, and the hypotenuse is the side opposite the 90-degree angle. So that tells me that x is the hypotenuse. So 36 and 48 are the legs. So we're going to do 36 squared plus 48 squared equals x squared. So 36 squared is 1,296 plus 48 squared, which is 2,304, equals x squared. 1,296 plus 2,304 is going to give us 3,600 equals x squared. Then to solve for x, we're going to take the square root of both sides, and the square root of 3,600 is going to give us 60. So in our next example, I'm going to identify the hypotenuse first, which in this case is 15, which means x is one of the legs. So it doesn't matter which leg x is. I can say x squared plus 10 squared equals 15 squared. I can also say 10 squared plus x squared equals 15 squared. It doesn't matter. So we're going to have x squared plus 100 equals 225. We're going to subtract 100 from both sides. So we're going to get x squared equals 125. Then we're going to take the square root of both sides, and we're going to get that x equals 5 square root 5. Next, we're going to determine whether our side lengths represent a right triangle. So we're still going to use the Pythagorean theorem. We're going to check to see if 15 squared plus 36 squared equals 39 squared. So if you're given three values and trying to figure out if they represent a right triangle, the largest number has to be the hypotenuse, because the hypotenuse is always the longest side of a right triangle. So 15 squared is 225. 36 squared is going to be 1,296. And 39 squared is going to be 1,521. So when we do 225 plus 1,296, we get 1,521. So we get 1,521 equals 1,521, which means, yes, those three values represent a right triangle. So we're going to do the same thing for the next one. We want to do square root 3 squared plus square root 4 squared equals square root 5 squared. So the nice thing is, whenever I square root, those end up canceling. So I'm just checking to see if 3 plus 4 equals 5. And 3 plus 4 is 7, and 7 does not equal 5. So for our second set of lengths, no, they do not represent a right triangle. Number 7, we want to solve for our missing side length. So x is the altitude from my right angle to the hypotenuse, which means I want to set up a geometric mean. So in order to solve for x, I'm going to put one of my segments, 6, over my altitude x, and set it equal to my altitude x over the other segment length, 12. Now that we have a proportion, we're going to cross multiply, and we're going to get x squared, because x times x is x squared, equals, and then 6 times 12 is 72. Then we're going to take the square root of both sides, and we're going to get x equals 6 square root 2. is going to be finding the value of a variable of a special right triangle. So remember, we have two special right triangles. The first is the 45, 45, 90. So in a 45, 45, 90, the legs have the same length x, and the hypotenuse is the length of the leg times square root 2. So in our example, we know the length of a leg, and we're trying to find the length of the hypotenuse. So the length of our hypotenuse x is going to equal our leg 5 times the square root of 2. Our second special right triangle is a 30, 60, 90. So in our 30, 60, 90, our regular side x is the side opposite the 30-degree angle. The hypotenuse is 2x, and then our longer leg is x square root 3. So it's important that you know the length of the shorter leg in order to find the other missing side lengths of a 30, 60, 90. So in our example, I found our 30-degree angle. We know its side length is 10. So that means I can solve for x and y. I'm going to solve for x first. It's the length of the longer leg, and that says to take the length of my shorter leg, which is 10, and multiply it by square root 3. And we're going to end up with 10 square root 3. My hypotenuse y, to find that, I do 2 times the shorter leg, which is 10, and 2 times 10 is going to equal 20. Let me know if you have any questions over the review number 2 in order to take your exam.